And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Kassarian, and welcome back to Factorio. Welcome to a new season, Season 2, Episode 1 of Factorio. Again, playing with the Dytech mod, in addition to a couple other mods that we will probably, check out and enjoy. Alright, so the reason we're starting this afresh is because there was a minor world corruption issue. So, that's that. So let's start a new game, alright? We're not going to engage peaceful this time. We're going to leave everything pretty much stock, actually. Except we're going to go to a very big starting area. All right, that looks pretty good. And we're going to go small, and we're going to go frequency low. Okay? Okay, looks good to me. All right, generate the world. Let's get this started. So, Factorio Free Play, your task is to prepare the planet for colonizing forces, blah, 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 blah. All right, let's see what we got around us here. All right, we got plenty of oil. We've got copper down here. Pull the map up. All right, so I'm seeing coal, copper, iron. Okay. It's a pretty good starting area. Pretty resource rich too, actually. I'm impressed by that. Alright. Well, let's get started with a iron axe. The tools part of the Factorial mod isn't, let's go with it isn't functioning properly. Alright, so that's the easiest way of saying that. Alright, so let's drop this guy down then. Put you, no, actually we didn't want that. We did not want that at all. We wanted this guy there. Okay. And we're going to need to get ourselves some wood. Just to get us started here. And actually this stuff's all laid out pretty well. I actually really like the way this is all laid out for me. Of course, the reason I'm grabbing wood is because wood is a fairly cheap and easy early game fuel. Oh good, rubber resin. That's a Factorio Dytech item that will actually be pretty useful. Alright, so while I'm going over this, let's go through what I'm running. We are running Factorio 11, actually. And this version is, of course, an experimental version. And we have Dytech Automation, Core, Energy, Inserters, Logistic, Metallurgy, Modules, Storage, Transportation. And where Warfare is disabled because if you notice, Tools isn't actually in there. There's a reason for that, and actually, oddly enough, this time I was actually intending to play with, let's get a chest. I was actually intending to play with, Warfare turned on. It just didn't quite work out that way. There's a sort of a bug going on, and there's some release candidate issues, and it's a little bit complicated. But don't worry about it. We'll get that sorted out. All right, so let's get another burner miner. What we're actually going to do here is we're going to do that. Okay. And let's get this opened up a little bit. Oops, we don't need any iron ore. Mine this up. Not because I necessarily, want to waste time doing this, but because it's actually kind of necessary for us to do so. And just to burn a little bit of time letting these machines, our very early burner miners, run. How are we looking? Not too shabby. I'm also going to need one of these things, electric mining drill. Okay. So let's drop this guy down right there. Now, we're not going to remain on this power for very long, I don't think. Yay, belt blocker. All right. I don't think we are at all, actually. So let's already start looking at energy. I'm going to need plenty of iron for this. Alright. It's no big deal. Just make a burner miner. Let's also make a chest while we're at this. And there you go. That's nicely running. Pretty resource-rich zone here, too, actually. Alright, so let's get this. Let's get this. Let's at least get this placed. Okay. Do. Let's run up to here. Yeah, I know there are easier ways to do that, but whatever. In answer, by the way, to the guy with the Russian name, who I know Greek, ancient Greek, but I can't really read Cyrillic. I can make an educated guess sometimes, but I can't really read Cyrillic. So to you, the gentleman with the Russian name, the reason I open up the chests to actually get the stuff out of them is because I'm so used to Minecraft. And it's similar enough that I'm like, oh, it's a chest. I have to open the chest to look inside of it, you know. Rather than just like, what is it? Control, Shift, Control, click. Right, Control, click. Rather than just Control clicking and then, I don't know, moving this down to here and then, I don't know, Control... Or was it Control right click, Shift click? I don't even know. However you guys do it, I don't know. Factorio, right? Okay, so we got these guys all running here. Now the trick is going to be to start building up our power. And I need to start figuring out how I'm going to do this. So let's start clearing a bit of space here. Alright, so I think I'm going to run straight out like this, right? Like this. And then there's some metal there, but we can always back run that. It's not a big deal. I don't want to run straight down over this stuff because these are actually some pretty good... Well, these aren't that great. I mean, there are a lot of them. That's the thing. There are a bunch of them, so... Okay, so let's get this started then, shall we? I need to be able to build... 14 boilers. Okay. Alright, so that should be good. I'm also going to need an offshore pump. Okay. So let's get ourselves another burner miner. I don't really need this, but okay. There we go, that's what I wanted to do. And let's just get ourselves another chest. We'll use these wooden chests eventually, don't worry. And let's do that one more time. There we go. Alright, so how much iron do I have? Not nearly enough. Alright, that's fine by me. And that thing's out of fuel. Okay. See, guys, I'm trying to do this the right way. There we go. Alright, so let's run down here. And, of course, we don't have any research going yet. So let's get that. Put that in there. Alright, we will yank this. I need 3. There. Let's get ourselves an offshore pump. We'll stick him there. Okay, and then let's do this. We're going to make a pipe to ground, just to give ourselves a little bit of breathing room here. And also make ourselves a pipe. See, I'm still doing it. I'll learn eventually, guys, but for the meantime, I'm just going to have to keep, you know, derping along with it. All right, so let's get some iron out. All right, so let's take a look at this. So we want to put this pipe in, and the reason we want to put this pipe in is because with Dytech, and let's turn on overlay. There we go. With Dytech, we have to worry about putting a liquid handler in there at some point. So then let's do this, and then let's do this. Oops. Did I do? Yeah, I want to do one column. Okay, so those are all in place. Let's get ourselves one more pipe. Overlay, come back, please. Overlay. Or not, apparently. Okay. So now we just need to start getting ourselves... We're going to go with secondary steam engines, all right? So Dytech adds something kind of cool, and they're called the secondary engines. Basically, secondary, tertiary. Basically, it acts as a further way to prioritize your system. Dytech will seek to use power first from a primary source, then a secondary, and then finally the tertiary. Okay? So we're giving them secondary steam engines. It's not bad. All right? Excuse me again. But if it had another power source, it would attempt to use a primary, say solar panels, first. Okay? Makes sense to you guys? Yeah, good. Let's move these. I know. Let's get another 5 of these. And let's get another pipe to ground. Well, I didn't want to make 5, but that's okay. Do that. Remember, we have to make sure that this is built in such a way as to be expandable. Alright, so the next thing we need are some copper. We need some electric poles to run these things with. Alright. That's copper. Let's see our iron. We should have plenty of stone now, right? Yeah, we do. Let's see how this guy's doing up here. We got a fair bit of iron. Okay, good. So, let's make ourselves 5 of these. And a whole bunch of transport belts. Alright, so let's put our power poles down. Come on, let me up there. We'll put them there. Now, it's not showing anything as powering it just because it's not, Understand, it's not, okay? Okay. What I was actually getting for there is the fact that it's not showing anything as powering it because there's nothing to draw on. So let's do this. Let's put these belts in place. And now, you don't, by the way, actually need, if you notice here, to connect these. You don't need this to be on the same block space. And there is a reason for that. And I want to minimize the amount of bends I have in this thing. Alright, so let's come back over to here. Let's yank these out. Let's rotate and rotate. And then let's go like this. Alright, so we can now run this over. Need more iron. Okay. There we go. Now, there are better ways to do transport in the future than using such a long run of belts like this. Especially where you have to put a couple bends in it. So, because of Factorio physics, these bends actually decrease the speed. Alright? And they cause some somewhat difficult issues, actually, in terms of bunching. So, but we can get a bit more iron. Get a bit some more iron. Alright, so let's get a bit more iron. Let's get some more transport belt just to finish this up. And boom. Okay, good. So now we're going to build ourselves some burner inserters. And burner inserters will actually use burnable fuel instead of electricity. And I like them for this, and I don't actually use them much. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oops. And I don't use them too much. The reason I use them for this application, however, is that in such a case as we run out of power at the base, the burner inserters will still pull coal in. All right. So we won't have to worry as much about it, and it'll be a little bit easier to work with on this. All right. All right. So we just need another 3, right? Okay. And then let's put a little bit of coal in. Now, there's a way to do this more efficiently, and I just don't remember it. Okay, yeah, so if I go... Alright, so it has to be in my hand, right? If I go... But I can't get back out. Alright, fine. So we'll just have to do this manually then. Can I mouse wheel it? No, that just assumes. Okay. Alright, so let's finish putting coal in. Like so. Okay, good. And let's just put... What is it? Control right click? There we go. Alright. And that should start feeding that, which is a good thing. Now the first thing we're going to want to do now is start getting some real electric mining drills, which I can't yet because I need to know Dytech automation. Which means that I need... Oh, that's not what I wanted to build. Oh well. Alright, so I'm getting a Dytech lab, and I'm getting a normal lab. Alright, that's good. That'll do that at least. Alright. So the Dytech lab and the normal lab use science packs to accomplish research. And we're going to put them right over here like this. Go away. Actually, we want to know automation research. Now that we can do it with the standard Dytech lab. The Thomas Redgrave. Alright. I hope that's not a memorial lab or something. I don't know. Alright, so we have power. We are running. We'll put the lab down. Now we need red science packs, and we need 10 of them. Well, right click, right click. Now, we're going to have to automate these in the future, but for right now, that should be fine. Okay? And that gets us the iron gears and allows us to make the electric burner mining thingy bobber. Alright? Not a huge big deal. Which will allow us to increase our coal production because we're going to need a fair amount of it. Yeah, we forgot to do something very important with this, which was to make it self-running. But that's quite okay. Yoink. So we'll pick that back up. We'll grab some coal off the belt. There we go. We got 10 science packs. All right. So let's put these science packs in the machine. And we should be able to start getting ourselves some electric mining technology, which will be very, very useful. However, it looks like we have hit the end of the episode. So this is just going to consume those red science packs and give us some automation research. Awesome. However, this is the end of the episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We are starting a new series. If you notice, for those of you who are watching the last one, there are some things that are different. That's a lot of science packs. So guys, this has been Mr. Kasarian. I want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, give me a like or a comment. Hopefully the filter issue, and I forgot to explain to you with the Russian name, completely forgot. The reason it looks like I have a filter on this is because of an RGB encoding issue. Vegas understands Studio RGB. Your computer operates in computer RGB. Those are different, and it's a pain in the rear end, and I'm still working on fixing it. So hopefully I'll get that ironed out for this episode. Let me know how it looks. All right, guys, this has been Mr. Kasarian. As always, happy mining, and I hope to see you guys in our next episode. See ya.